Good morning from the school bus. And by school bus, I just mean the TTC. No shade. I love the TTC. Big fan. Today, we are going to go to my international relations seminar, which is at the downtown campus at St. George. Then I will come home, take my dog out for a little walkie, and then I will go to the Scarborough campus to go teach my course and do a lecture. And I'm going to bring you along for this entire week, but we'll just start off with this fantastic day. Got some sunshine coming in, trying to crawl out of the hole that has been my seasonal depression, but also a little bit of burnout so far in the semester, but it's going to be a great week. I feel it in my toes and everywhere else because it's freezing, but let's go. Just missed my train, so I'm just waiting for the next one. Yeah, sometimes I feel like when people look at PhD students, they feel like it exhibits jobless behavior. And you know what, depending on the day, we do exhibit that. But for the most part, we have like pretty much a structure that we try to follow. My train is coming! Yay! Okay, let's get on. Let's not miss this one too. Okay, as I was saying, a lot of people in my comments, and by a lot I mean like 5, asking what I do in a week as a PhD student. And so I thought this week I would actually show you what I do, like my homework, my research, me teaching and stuff. So I'm gonna bring you along for that, and hopefully it's kind of interesting. I think it might be boring, but some of you really want that. So if you like this, let me know. Someone was having the absolute snooze of their life on that train. Like, I'm talking about the most enunciated snore I've ever heard. And I'm kind of envious. But anyways, I gotta go. I actually have to run to class now. Unsolicited cardio. Yeah, it was actually so insane that I had to put my earplugs that like just block out anything. And they have 3 modes. I had to put it on like B mode. That was just like, hey world, stop talking. So, but we survived, and now I'm running to class. Set of like partially overlapping and non-hierarchical institutions that regulate the same particular issue, and so it kind of creates friction or confusion about what is responsible for what. In general, navigating a particular international issue challenging.
Yeah, that's good. So that's the initial RSPL and picture.
How did you find the proposal? Hi, little friend. You're so sweet.
Arriving at Glencairn Station.
Okay. Hi everyone. Yes, I got out of my car, set up the camera, and did that again, but it's okay. It's for the cinematic. I don't know what I was trying to say. For the cinematics, there we go. My car is just warming up. So I wanted to briefly talk about courses and what they are about, what they mean in your PhD. I will always start a conversation about curriculum with the fact that every single PhD, depending on the subject, depending on the university, depending on the country, is totally different. Even within your institution, there is such a diversity of things that you need to have in order to complete your PhD. I have about 10 that I have to do in order to become a PhD candidate. And that has nothing to do with like the difficulty of the degree. Some people will be like, your PhD's not real because you didn't do X, Y, Z. It really doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it's about having the tools to be able to do what you want to do in terms of either research or teaching and a career in academia or outside of that. That being said, I do feel like the requirements for my PhD are quite extensive. Figured like if I was going to do my PhD, like might as well do something that's going to really give me the basis, and I think that it does. But that being said, it's quite stressful. There is a lot that I have to work through in order to become a candidate and then to eventually become a doctor. Courses are your ability to start mapping out the entire field and gaining insight into the discipline that you're trying to enter and how you might go about doing that. Every course you take should be adding to your toolbox that allows you to do better research in the future. When you're picking a school or when you're going through your program, to make sure that you're accessing courses that really speak to what you hope to do in the future and get you introduced to ideas that are just going to benefit you in the long run. Regardless of what courses you're taking, they usually follow the similar structure. You're going to have contact time, which means you're in person discussing the literature, talking with your peers and your professor, readings, and then usually some level of response to them. So for one class, you might be writing kind of annotations on the readings. Another one, you might have weekly essays. It just depends on the prof. The number of readings that you do also depends on the prof. But courses are not very stressful. Like, that being said, it's quite stressful. Like, they shouldn't be. And if you have a really good prof, the conversations are really interesting. You learn how to ask really good questions. And this is all so important. Like, the soft skills that you learn from being in your courses really do make you a better academic. And many people look at their courses as just like this, oh, like, I just need to get this done so that I can get to my research. But really, it's so important to take this and to get an understanding of the field. I do have to go. So I'm going to go home, eat lunch, take out my dog, and then head to work. Hello? What are you doing? You have a big sniff? You're so handsome, aren't you? Yes, you are. A dog. It's lunchtime. I'm gonna eat. This past semester has been so hectic, and on Mondays I've been terrible with getting my lunch in. But I'm actually happy that I came back to make sure Romeo was good, because this gives me a chance to like sit down and eat. I have about 25 minutes before I need to head back out and go to campus. On the way back from school, I just had this like revelation about an activity that I'd love to do in my class with my students. So I planned a lecture and I still might do some of it, but sometimes you just have like this like, I don't know, this like call to do something. And I don't know if that's like a universal experience, but I definitely do feel it when it comes to teaching, because I love to teach, that there's just sometimes you need to respond to your needs, the needs of your students, and also like the needs of the world in a way that like is just not captured by continuing as normal. So I'm gonna do a workshop with them. I stopped by the dollar store just to grab a couple of materials, and then we're gonna do it. My students might look at me like I'm a little strange, but I hope that they really lean into this and make it as fun as I hope it will be. So you'll get to see all of that unfold.
That the post-credit scene is like this. Fine. I'll clock it myself. After the battle, Susan's like,
I'm on my way to campus. It says I'm gonna get there literally right on time. So I might have to go, I might just have to take the speed limit as a little bit of a suggestion. For legal reasons, I'm joking. Just finished class. I am boiling. This room is always so hot. And it was lovely. Like I said at some point before this, I had this like weird intrusive thought that I just wanted to do like a hands-on activity with my students, and they absolutely rose to the challenge, which was so good. You know, I think the world is feeling really heavy, and sometimes using our imagination and being creative can help us see past those things that feel so constant in our lives and that weigh us down. And they've done an excellent job. I tried to get some behind the scenes of them working on everything, but it's really cool to see, like, you know, university students go back to their childhood and try to come up with these incredible solutions to such complex challenges. So I'm gonna sign off on that. I am so thirsty and I have like no water in here. Yeah, nothing. I will fill that on the way out. There you go, and that will go up. I always feel like a maestro when I do that. I'm like, I don't know if you knew this, but I learned this in my like IT training, that apparently you're supposed to erase everything that you put on the board, not just because it's inconvenient for the prof after you to have to erase it for you, but because it's considered intellectual property. So I have to go erase this. And then I will give you a tour of the lecture hall. Okay, you're good. Welcome to my lecture hall. My camera's gonna die, but this is what it looks like. We can probably seat about 135 students. We have about 90 on a good day enrolled. Usually we have about 75 students in, which is pretty good. They actually love to come and show up, which is great because I love when they're here. And yeah, it was an amazing class. Ugh, good energy. Yay! Pancake Tuesday.
Prior to this experiment, and that my friends know him well. Sounds like they were in the same frat with him in college. See him every once in a while.
Hi, we're gonna do a workout, 30 minutes, 35 minutes or so. I think today is cardio, less unsolicited than yesterday's cardio, but still not fully solicited. So let's get into it.
Get your heart rate up while we're using light dumbbells and body weight. And it's kind of a nice substitution if
I need to get dumbbells.
you're going for a run.
Can you believe it? And that's the crummy left. Just a little rainy. Thank you. Let's go to my fellowship. Everyone, my name is Vic, my pronouns are she, her, and I am a PhD student in the political science department here at UofT. Fields are international relations and environmental studies. In terms of my deliverable for the program, I'm hoping to look at the potential for applying speculative design and engaging youth in health policy. I'm just curious about that intersection and what that might mean.
Technology, just for clarification. Time for class, so I'm gonna wrap up here and head over to literally the room across the hall from my class. And there's lithium there as well.
Do a lot with them.
This type of technology looks like a redo button, and it's like looking appetizing as something that can kind of just allow us to continue living in our realms of compromise, which are not really compromising, and get away with what we do. To say that just because it's a new technology that it hasn't been governed was kind of like my critique, because I feel like just the possibility or even the perception that there could be a technology that would do this for us means that people are already, like, it's already being governed and the technology itself is governing us. Like, we make decisions based off the fact that we know potentially in the future we'll have this like shiny technological tool that could enable us to combat the harm that we've already done.
So where is your account? People were asking me what I do.